Hello, this is Dan Nowman and Niswander. Since the mandatory stay-at-home orders here in Los Angeles, I've been doing a song a week here. So this is a special edition, I guess you could say. And first of all, I'm going to say a special thank you to Simon Cowell and the producers, the director, other performers, and families and friends of America's Got Talent Season 15. As you know, I auditioned for America's Got Talent and on March the 8th, before the quarantine happened due to COVID. And also, I want to say thank you to all the social media activity I see going on, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And I saw an article with the UK Daily Mail about the premiere episode that took place on May 26th, Tuesday night on NBC, including a picture. So thank you all. It's fantastic. And keep it coming. I do think since we are now in quarantine, we all have had to go back to our funky space. And right, Howie? And so that being said, I think at this critical point in our history, it is important to find ways to come together, and what better ways to bring people together than with education, arts, entertainment, and especially music. So that comes from the heart, and everything that you saw, always will see, does come from the heart. And America also has heart. So check it out. Right now, I want to, without further ado, introduce a special edition of Funky Space. This was performed live on the Nowman show. So always be aware, pay attention to the present moment. That's what we have, right? And here is Funky Space right now.
You're in your bedroom and there's a knock at the door. Your mom says she hears jamming through the floor. Looks around with disgust on her face. This room is an absolute disgrace. Listen, I'm gonna say it once. Clean up this funky space. Funky space. Space. When night in your room, when the folks are gone, a bright light comes through your window. These cool cats get off this metallic ship. They're wearing gray suits and they look real hip. They like the human race and they'll show us how they dance in the funky space. Funky outer space. Funky space.
We now return you to your regular scheduled program.
Thank you very much.
I am here. I understand Earthlings are in deep, deep trouble.
I am here with Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the Nowman Show.
Thank you. It's an honor to finally be on television, even if it is a local program. This is actually the most media I've gotten this month.
I appreciate more free airtime. I have $2.5 billion in free air coverage, and I appreciate even $1 more.
Oh, Oh, I totally understand that. Let's talk about income inequality. What do you have to say about that? Bryn, you have a lot to say about that, right?
Yes, I do. I think income when the top 1% of the top 10% of the top 1% of the top 10% of the top 1% of the top 10% controls a smaller percentage of the wealth than all will combine, I don't think that's fair. I think we need to change those percentages to simple fractions. And if I were president, I would do that.
Excuse me. There's no economic inequality. I've got a lot of money and I'm very comfortable. And I think people who are poor, they can work for me. And if they don't work for me, then we'll ship them out of the country. But the point is, we're going to have jobs. We're going to have so many jobs. Jobs is in the Bible. There's the book of Job. It's right there. It's all you need to know.
Are you going to pay for those jobs, Donald?
I don't need to pay for those jobs. The federal government pays for them. We'll print more money if we need to. I have incredible loans. I have incredible grift that I am doing right now. And we're going to make sure to pay ourselves so much. I'm going to make so much money off of this. It doesn't matter if I win.
Now, meet, discuss, create something, implement. Woo! Look at that. We've changed hearts and minds. That's right. Already. That's right.
Good job.
Yes, we're going to do it. And when are we going to do it?
Right now.
Exactly.
Because all that exists is right now.
And a moment from now.
Nice job. Nice job.
One thing I wanted to point out about you said about being present, you know?
Yeah.
Like, as I say, all of this is neurosis, everything right down to the glass and the thing. The only thing that's truly human is you sitting alone in nature as a human. And if anyone thinks that's kooky, it's not.
That's
you know,
right.
that's the only thing that we know for sure. Everything else is just a manifestation of our lack of sense of self. Like we build this so that we feel better, and we have one of these so that we feel good. But
right, it's that I talked to George Carlin's daughter recently, and she says that that most human beings, at the end of the day, it's all they want what's best for their own convenient life.
Yeah.
And we've really got to get beyond the ego.
Yeah.
And really understand humility, and connecting to fellow human beings and to nature.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. Because once we don't lose that connection, then we start to see the profoundness of what life really is, and all this other stuff is just kind of like superfluous in comparison.
Yeah, I was only thinking about that today. Is that you might meet someone from the country who spends all their time on the farm, and you think, oh, they don't know anything.
Yeah.
Actually, they're focused more likely on what's important to the human spirit than what you're focused on.
That's
with
right.
your mocha frappuccino grande.
That's right.
It's just focusing on different things,
Right, exactly.
It's like you might think you're street smart, but yeah, street smart's cool, but then at some point in your life you probably have a reckoning where you're like, well, what did I actually do to better humanity?
That's right.
And if you haven't done anything, then being the hustler on the street, making money will kind of feel a little vacuous, right?
That's right. Don Randi is a keyboard player. He's a band leader, composer, sideman, and author. He has performed on numerous recordings, unbelievable, as we'll get into, including the famous Wrecking Crew, also a diversity of artists such as the Beach Boys, Linda Ronstadt, Quincy Jones, Cannonball Adderley, Frank Sinatra, Frank Zappa, The Wall of Sound with Phil Spector, on and on and on. He's played live on stage with Nancy and Frank Sinatra. He's released his own jazz albums, fronted a band called Quest, and he owns the famous club, The Baked Potato, in Studio City, California. You had a lot to do with pulling together Cracklin' Rose, too, right? With Neil Diamond in the studio.
That was so lucky for me.
I love that song when I was a kid.
Oh.
There's something about it. I love melody.
We did. That's a good story. Hal and I were brought back into overdub.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there after we did our parts, and I think Tommy Catalano was the producer. And as Hal's walking past me, we're at Sound Recording, Armin Steiner's place in Hollywood. And I said, boy, do I know what to do with this song. And that's all I said, and I'm sitting doodling at the piano.
Yeah.
And Hal goes in, my buddy, and says something to Tommy and to Neil, and Neil comes out, he says, let's go to my house this afternoon. And I got to arrange, I put all the horn parts and string parts on Crackling Rosie, and it was the first #1 record for me that I had arranged.
Wow.
Great song.
And beautiful. I have pleasant memories hearing it as a teenager. I got a question for you. Like, I recently saw a clip of Brian Wilson with sitting down with George Martin, and they were talking about God Only Knows. And George Martin was really enamored with it. And Brian Wilson basically said that when Martin asked him about music, he said, "Where does it come from?" And Brian says it comes from a higher place in the mind, and then he said real music comes from the heart. What do you think about that?
I think he's absolutely right. And of all songs that you picked, there's a section of that in the middle where it goes bump, bump, bumpy, bump, ba-da-da-da-da-ba. Brian and I had a fun argument over that. Actually, you can find this on YouTube, too. We were going back and forth, and I said, Brian, let me play it short. Everybody should play that part short because he had it playing very flowing and pretty. And I talked him into it.
Wow.
And that's how it ended up on the record.
Wow.
The short version. What a great song. Oh, my goodness.
Fantastic song and very well written.
All right, here we go. Read a book. I need love, but that's not all. Something to stimulate my brain. Doesn't have to be that deep. Something to take with me on a plane. I'd like to read a book, but it's a song that has a hook. Travel to exotic places. I want to read a book, but there's always a story to find. Subject matter of any kind. Not just look at the pictures. I want to read a book. Maybe once a little romance. How about a biography? Sci-fi, fantasy, adventure, or a mystery. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. I like to read a book, write a song that has a hook. Travel to exotic places. I want to read a book. There's always a story to find. Subject matter of any kind. Not just look at the pictures. I want to read a book. Oh, oh, oh. I want to read a book. Oh, oh, oh. I want to read a book. Oh, oh, oh. I want to read a book. Oh, 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 I want to read a book. Thank you very much.
Hey, Nootcase.
What do you want?
What are you creating now?
I'm calling it the discombobulator.
What is it used for?
I have no idea, but I'll figure it out.
What'd you make me for? You had no idea, right? You just spend your time putting parts together to see what happens. Hey, I might be a television set, but I do have feelings, you know.
Would you be quiet? I'm trying to concentrate.
What do you mean, be quiet? I don't have anything else to do but talk. Look at me. I don't have any limbs to move. I can't scratch myself. I can't...
Shut up! If you don't shut up,
What are you gonna do if I don't stop yakking? Twist my knobs? Tickle my transistors? Tie my tubes?
That's enough. That's enough. I have a little piece of quiet to get back to doing what I don't know what I'm doing.
Human beings must come together and realize that there is something in the universe much greater than them. The universe is timeless and spaceless. Now.
you did a film with an interesting artist whose name was Wayne
White.
Yes. And it's called Beauty is Embarrassing. Well, let's go ahead and watch a clip about this guy.
These are drawings from the first season of Pee-wee's Playhouse. I designed most of the puppets on the show. I've worn a lot of different hats. Painter, sculptor, cartoonist, puppeteer, set designer, art director, animator, illustrator.
Kids mainlined it. He was imprinting their brain, and they don't even know it.
How did you decide to make a film about him? He's such an interesting character.
Yeah, well, Neil Berkeley had come up with the idea to make the film and made it. I helped produce it with him and worked on it because these are stories I love. Stories about creative people using their art to understand the world. I think it's something we're all kind of engaging in, and something about Wayne, even though he's, as you can see, a very unique individual with a very unique kind of taste, he's very relatable too.
Yes.
I think he's not a rock star or a world famous artist. He's a working artist.
Yes.
He's one of us.
And now, as the synthesizer evolved and it was used in pop music more and more and more all the time, how did Devo find you? And how did you find Devo? How did that come about? Because you produced one of my favorite albums, Freedom of Choice, which includes, of course, their most known hit, Whip It.
Right, and strangely enough, I have just cut a cover of the original Whip It, which is, I guess, 35 years old, or somewhere near there. Right? I have just recut a new version with Lexi Baker of Whip It. It'll be coming out in September.
Has Mark Mothersbaugh and Bob Casale heard it yet? Or?
Yes, Mark Mothersbaugh heard it, and he said he thought it was better than the original.
Excellent.
And he's volunteered to be in a cameo.
Really? In the video?
For the video, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Where it started out with the one song at my karaoke show, and then I heard a CD, and then I got to witness it as it progressed, and it's unlike anything else anybody would ever have an opportunity to experience here, perhaps anywhere, and probably the most entertaining night you could go out and just have. But when the band came, it just blew me away even more so.
Niswander, you guys are going to be playing birdies tomorrow evening.
All right, coming next to the stage, all the way from Las Vegas, please welcome Buddy Shine.
Hi, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. That's my hometown. Know what I'm talking about. There's so much craziness going on right now, but you know what? People say, hey, no, look at the bright side. People have had their boats lifted. I mean, the quality of life. Look at the technology. The progress that we have created has done a couple of things that never happened before. We can now destroy everything on the surface of this planet in a very short period of time. And also, we've polluted waterways, the land, and the air like never before. Yeah, progress. You guys get scared? Yeah. Things scare you? Yeah. I get scared sometimes when I'm on the stage and I hear boo. But you know what really scares me? What really scares me? Stupid people scares the crap out of me! Okay, I had to get that out of my system.
This segment, I guess I will tell show business stories. And why not start with a story about Freddie Mercury
and Queen. And the first person that I actually, I guess you could say, met, had some personal contact with, who really inspired me a lot, was Freddie Mercury. And I was at a Queen concert in Dallas, Texas. I talked several of my friends into driving from Norman, Oklahoma, where we were going to the University of Oklahoma, down to Dallas. We got a hotel room in the Hilton Hotel there, not too far from the convention center there where the concert happened. And after the show, it was a great show, and it was the jazz tour. They had recently been in New Orleans. I think it was the second or third, fourth date in their tour. And if you know about the New Orleans concert and that tour, it was pretty wild. So that had happened just within a week of that show. So I found out that Queen was staying there kind of by accident. And as it turned out, I ran into Freddie Mercury, a friend of mine, one of my friends. We ran into Freddie Mercury with a bodyguard coming through the lobby. And somehow we got into the elevator with him. I don't know why it happened. It just kind of spontaneously happened. We went for it. And then I just froze. I had a chance to say something to him, and I didn't know what to say. It happened so quickly. But I do have this memory of eye contact with Freddie Mercury that I'll never forget. And that's a true story. Speaking of Queen, this is something I got at a record store. And it is a flip movie. I don't know if you've ever seen a flip movie before, but it's kind of cool.
And on Young Americans, it's you really, the piano in Young Americans, the title cut, really drove the whole band,
yeah,
right?
I set that little pattern up. Something like that, and I use a bit of a Latin, we call it a montuno, and I kind of played something like that. It's not exactly what I played, but it gave the whole vibe and the impetus for the rest of the song. I'm sort of good at that as a musical director and as a band leader and as a composer and arranger to find little hooks, and then everyone sort of finds their part from there, and it's like igniting the fire, and then everyone takes it from there.
Yeah, and you and producer Tony Visconti and Carlos Alomar probably were the three people that played with Bowie more than anybody else, right?
Well,
or worked with Bowie.
Tony, as a producer,
right.
Mm-hmm. he knew him from the '60s, and he did his last album. So, but as a player, I've been in the band the longest, and then next would have been Carlos.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So more than Carlos.
And then would be Earl Slick.
Wow, that's fantastic.
It's hard to believe, but because I was only hired for 8 weeks, but I must have played 400 concerts with David live.
Writing songs is you can't explain the process of it. It's just amazing. It's a spiritual experience. Things just happen and it pulls together and you get other musicians and it's like just all this magical stuff happens and it's a lot of fun and you can even do things that have a meaning, a purpose, and use it at charity events. And when I did charity events, this is usually the song I ended my sets with, my regular sets and my shows, and I also had a variety show. This song, though, is a serious one, and again, it's a song that, again, to me has a lot of meaning now, and it's something that pertains to the community you live, the country, the world, and it's called Everyone. And this has a gospel intro, so before the band version kicks in, I do this little gospel intro. Woke up this morning, had a dream. Some may call it a vision. Well, I saw the world as one. It felt so real, like I learned a lesson. How can I describe, well, this feeling? Well, something has come over see. Once I was bound by chains, and now I'm free. To the nth degree, because it feels so natural. Like beauty is more than skin deep, it isn't just physical. We have a special bond, it doesn't matter what you call it. So simple, yet complex, like a puzzle, every piece has a fit now. And I say everyone in this place makes the world go round. Everyone in this place makes the world go round. Everyone in this place makes the world go round. Everyone in this place makes the world go round and round. Now someone asked me, have you heard the good news? Gotta do right by doing good deeds. It all starts here with me and you, making sure we're caring for all needs. Now there are many cultures, races and creeds, rainbow colors, not just black and white. Each one is unique in their own way. We're connected at the soul, that's right now. And I say everyone in this place makes the world go round. Everyone in this place makes the world go round and round. Everyone in this place makes the world go round. Everyone in this place makes the world go round and round. We want peace in this world, but we can let it happen. We're here on this planet together. We want love in this world. Can you feel it in your heart? We're here on this planet together. We want justice in this world. We can let it happen. We're here on this planet together. We want love in this world. Can you feel it in your heart? We're here on this planet together. Yeah! Everyone in this place makes the world go round. Everyone in this place makes the world go round and round. Everyone. Makes the world go round and round.
We come to meet you in your funky space. You don't have to always stay in yours. Just know what to do now.